Hello everyone, Marcus here, and this is going to be a quick little video discussing both Log Horizon and Sword Art Online's latest episode. For Sword Art Online, that would be episode 16, and for Log Horizon, that would be episode 4. So let's get this started. To start off, I'd say that neither of these episodes, for both of the series, really progressed things all that much. I mean, for the most part, in Log Horizon, all that really happened was a little bit of chatter, with some kind of dark thing happening towards the end, and with Sword Art Online, I suppose one could say that the progress has been going on, mainly because they're just going on the quest, which is basically what we wanted to see anyway. But for the most part, I haven't really seen too much of a transition. It doesn't really feel like we've gone all that far, if you ask me. But either way, don't get me wrong, both episodes were positively great, and I think they delivered on just what they needed to at this time, especially Sword Art Online. So, for those of you wondering, were these episodes worth watching? No doubt about it, although then again, at this point of the season, most of you probably made up your minds on whether or not you're going to watch it to begin with, right? I just wanted to take some time to just note a few things here, just as a special little extra section. I suppose not so much special so much as it is kind of spoilery, but don't worry guys, I'm not going to try to cover too much. With Sword Art Online, it was really interesting because we got amazing action in this episode. Like, honestly, there was just a ton of stuff going on. I mean, we see Kirito dual wielding, well, sort of dual wielding. He's technically just really quickly switching between single-handed sword skills, which is something I'm actually going to be discussing a little bit later on in another video, but yeah, we saw Kirito being a badass with fire and ice swords, everyone working together to try to just execute on the enemies. It overall really did feel like what an RPG being played in that era would feel like. So for those of you wondering what would it be like to play ALO or SAO in the future or something, there's some gameplay footage, I suppose. But at the same time, it really goes to highlight how much more gravity the first season had over what's currently going on. Because I'd argue that the action scene we got here might have been better, if not considerably better, than some of the ones we got in the first season, but I never really felt as though either of these action scenes really got to me, because it just felt that there was just no gravity. It's like, yeah, it's just a quest, and admittedly, it is a very big quest, and Yui took the time in the beginning of the episode to explain to us why it is that this quest would just mattered so much, because of the cardinal system being basically just derived straight into this as compared to other the seed-based MMOs. So it's just kind of interesting to see that with Sword Art Online, even though the quest does have some importance, the fact that real-world-wise it isn't going to affect anything that much, or to their lives it isn't going to be that huge of a deal, it just really goes to show how much gravity makes or breaks a show in certain aspects. And I think that the lack of gravity in SAO is really just taking out the flavor for a lot of things. As for Log Horizon, we don't really see all that much happen. I mean, we spend most of the time just following around the girls or something in the story. We see Marielle, Henrietta, Akatsuki, and everyone basically just hanging around, and we kind of get to see their inner depths. I mean, the princess is just apparently kind of just saying, I don't really think we're friends yet, or something with their adventures, although I'm kind of calling BS on that. With Akatsuki, we get to see her just plain old taking some really hard hits. I mean, I feel kind of bad for her, just based upon how little she really feels about her abilities. And by extension, we also see Henrietta show a little bit more of a darker side, I'd say. I mean, Marielle, she kind of jokes with Marielle about her Naotsugu, but it's kind of interesting to see she herself thinking about Shido and just basically thinking she has absolutely no chance. And based on the wording she used, I have a feeling that this might correlate to something that she experienced back IRL more than actual game experience. So it's just fascinating to see a little bit more of her character in that respect. And aside from that, just one more little thing. Yeah, Mr. Pretty Boy Player, that face they have in the preview, yeah, wow, I forget, what was his name? Oh, Shuryo, I think, or something like that. Yeah, that face, it's just horrifying. Good gosh. Talk about good god, beware the nice ones, basically. Good gosh, that face just... Wow, it looks like he's gonna really kill somebody, like, brutally. Well then everyone, that just about wraps it up for these two videos. Pardon the sudden transition and styling here and mixing both impressions up. I'm actually planning a lot of changes pretty soon. I'm going to be doing an update video on that sometime tomorrow, hopefully. Although it all depends on how things work out with my schedule and the way things work, well, just pan out in terms of the execution. But let's just say that there's going to be a lot more activity this month, even though there's already been a lot of activity in this October, so let's just say November is going to be just as busy and that there's going to be a lot more changes, and hopefully you guys are going to get a lot more content. Well then, everybody, with that, thank you very much for watching this video. Do remember to rate, comment, share, and subscribe if you want to help out the channel. And also check out some of my other videos for some interesting stuff. Especially the last video I just shot out, the challenge video about rotating your arms. That's a lot of fun, and I just think that's something that you guys could definitely do worth checking out, since it's perfectly safe if I do say so myself, and it just kind of feels weird. Well then everyone, thank you very much for watching this video. This has been Marcus Stahl, logging out.